A very good evening and a warm welcome to this week's first edition of Primetime News. It's always a pleasure being in your company, and for the next 20 minutes I will be bringing to the four events shaping the global village. I'm Selima Shimwefeleni Masipa. We commence tonight's bulletin from the August House, from where the 15th session of the 6th National Council resumed this morning in the capital. Among the bills the House will consider for passing by the National Assembly are the regularization of the status of certain residents of Namibia, their descendants and foreign spouses bill, as well as the Health Professions Bill, among others. Maisa Sangeve produced our opening report.
Today we gather with a clear purpose to review the bills that have been referred to us by the National Assembly. This task is not just a procedural duty, but a critical part of our legislative process, ensuring that the laws we enact serve the best interests of our nation. Honorable members, in line with the constitutional mandate, the House will consider the bills referred to us by the National Assembly, such as: one is regularization of status of certain residents of Namibia, their descendants and foreign spouses bill. Second, civil registration and identification bill. Third, health professional bill. And fourth, appropriation amendment bill, which is expected to be tabled in National Assembly today, the 28th of October 2024.
Now, United Democratic Front UDF President Hendrik Garbab underscored his party's vision for transforming Namibia through equitable land redistribution, job creation and empowerment initiatives for the nation's youth on Saturday. Isabel Bento filed this report.
Namibia is one of the richest countries in the world. In terms of mineral resources, both precious and industrial metals, as well as minerals. Yet, despite that fact, Namibia is experiencing the highest level of poverty.
In his address at the party's Erongo Regional Star Rally in Swakopmund on Saturday, Hendrik Garbab highlighted the importance of land reform, promising that under UDF governance, unoccupied land will be placed under state custodianship and redistributed equitably. He further pledged to transform Swakopmund's DRC informal settlement into a dignified housing communities, expressing deep concern over shack fires that have claimed lives. Garbab expressed dissatisfaction with Namibia's significant economic inequality, noting that regional disparities in living standards and developments are severe. As a solution, UDF proposed an income grant of $500 Namibian monthly for unemployed Namibians between 18 and 59.
On to health-related matters. Dr. Shaban Kai, a specialist surgeon at the Ongwediva Medipark, says though cancer are on the increase globally, early detection plays a key role in the fight against the disease. Let's get more from this insert.
Unfortunately, the cases of cancers, not only in Ongwediva, not only in Namibia, all around the world is going high. And the reason for that is some part good and some part bad. The good news about that is it's because we're living longer. So our life, if you look at Namibian life expectancy, previous in the last 10 to 15 years, it's around 50s to 60s, now we're hitting 70s. So we are living longer, which is good news. But the bad news is unhealthy living. unfortunately, we eat the wrong food. We don't exercise enough. That's why we here at Ongodiva pride ourselves in having a walk, a run, to make sure not only you know about cancer, but you know about how to prevent it by being active. So that what was come out with the breast cancer. The numbers are not so good, but then that was sort of the bad news. Then the good news about cancer is we're winning the fight. We're picking it up early. We're detecting that early with all this awareness campaigns and the leadership of our mayor, our governor in the state. We're definitely picking up early. We have hospitals, not only here in Ongodiva Medipark, in Oshakati State Hospital, in Ondango Private Hospital, in Ononjoko. The health professionals are working hard to make sure that you know about the cancer. We pick it up early, and the great news is we can cure cancer.
Onto the U.S. election campaign. Comedian Tony Hinchcliffe labeled U.S. territory Puerto Rico a floating island of garbage and took aim at birth rates among Latinos during a warm-up speech at Trump's rally in New York's Madison Square Garden. His rival, Kamala Harris, and fellow Democrats have seized on the attacks as Harris competes with the ex-president to win over Puerto Rican communities in the tight battleground states expected to decide next month's election.
Where are my proud Latinos at tonight? You guys see what I mean? It's wide open. There's so many of them. It's absolutely incredible. Believe it or not, people, I welcome migrants to the United States of America with open arms. And by open arms, I mean like this. It's wild. And these Latinos, they love making babies too. Just know that. They do. They do. There's no pulling out. They don't do that. They come inside, just like they did to our country. Republicans are the party with a good sense of humor. There's a lot going on. Like, I don't know if you guys know this, but there's literally a floating island of garbage in the middle of the ocean right now. Yeah. I think it's called Puerto Rico. Okay. All right. Okay.
Stay tuned for your top roundup with the business segment afterwards. Welcome to Primetime Biz, your dependable source for all updates business related. The Opua Town Council owes 40 million to NamWater, 3 million to NORAD, and approximately 12 million to NUMRA due to the non-submission of taxes, along with other outstanding debts to various creditors. This information was revealed by the Chief Executive Officer of the Opua Town Council, Machandara Chihura Katurota, during the town's public hearing with the National Council Standing Committee on Public Accounts. The hearing focused on the disclaimer audit opinion regarding the financial statements for the year 2019 and subsequent years.
The local authority, they are trying for financial support from the government so that we recruit competent staff. But this crime is like falling on the dead cheese. So when I came, I was even struggling to even pay for the suppliers. The council is owing NamWater. We're talking about 14 million. 14. 40. 40 million that you can say is owing water. And these are the debt that I find on the table. On top of that, sorry? Number one, you don't have number one, we have orange, and we own already 3 million. I find it on the table as well. There's also, we have a number debts that is also plus minus, I have to verify, is plus minus 12 million because of non-submission of items. Just to mention those few things, that is also others, creditors. So now the resources that we have to prioritize.
Meanwhile, Chief Executive Officer of the Opuwo Town Council, Machandara Chihura Katurota, noted investors are not willing to collaborate with the council due to issues with the clarity of its financial report. Chihura Katurota made these remarks during a recent public hearing held by the National Council Standing Committee on Public Accounts, which addressed the disclaimer audit opinion concerning the financial statements for the year 2019 and subsequent years. More insights from this insert.
Investors want to also invest with the council because your report is also not clear. You are not, it means that you are not transparent and you are not accountable, or you are not presenting correct information to the AG for them to be able to express or to take an advise or informed decision on how to invest with the council. So it's a very bad report, and it's really affect the performance of the council in general, and it also affects the ongoing concern of the council, because now you also don't know where the council is going and what are the implications or financial implications, where you're supposed to be helped or not to be helped, because everything is not clear.
Stand by for your economics roundup. Welcome to Sport Planet, the segment dedicated to all things sporting action. The English Premier League headlines the segment. Manchester United have sacked manager Erik ten Hag following the club's lackluster start to the season, the fallen Premier League giants announced earlier today. United dropped to a lowly 14th in the table after suffering their fourth defeat in 9 league games at West Ham on Sunday, and have won only 1 of their last 8 games in all competitions. Erik ten Hag has left his role as Manchester United men's first-team manager, said a club statement. Erik was appointed in April 2022 and led the club to 2 domestic trophies, winning the Carabao Cup in 2023 and the FA Cup in 2024. We are grateful to Erik for everything he has done during his time with us and wish him well for the future. Ruud van Nistelrooy will take charge of the team as interim head coach, supported by the current coaching team, whilst a permanent head coach is recruited. On to Bundesliga football. Borussia Dortmund approached their German Cup date at Wolfsburg on Tuesday with injury woes on top of their worst Bundesliga start in a decade. but coach Nuri Sahin still hopes for a turnaround. Forward Julian Reyerson, defender Waldemar Anton, and midfielder Marcel Sabitzer all had to come off in Saturday's 2-1 defeat at Augsburg, with a big question mark for all of them for the cup game. Sahin told reporters today that he does not have high hopes for Julian Reyerson, with Sabi and Waldi every hour counts. He added that it will only become clear towards kickoff whether they can play. Also out for the longer term are Karim Adeyemi, Julian Duranville, Niklas Sule, Giovanni Reina and Jan Koot. Sahin did not want to attribute the long injury list to training methods because they are too different. We could talk about possibly doing something wrong if we had 8 muscle injuries. Despite the injuries, Sahin hopes for success on Tuesday, when both teams don't really have a lot to be confident about. Dortmund are the 3rd worst Bundesliga team away from home with 3 defeats and a draw, and Wolfsburg the 3rd worst home team with also 3 defeats and a draw. Stand by for your sports roundup. On that note, we appreciate you tuning in. Please join us again on the morrow as Primetime makes a Tuesday return. Before I say goodbye, a warm reminder to follow the on-screen prompts to stay abreast with happenings on the local, continental and international fronts. Feel free to interact with us in the comment section. Your views and inputs are always welcome. From myself, Salima Shumwefeleni Masipa, and the entire crew behind the scenes, it's good night.